Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class Axelgrease figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox her live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We'll then have a detailed look at her in both of her modes, help you decide how you want to display her. I'm then going to break her right down into all of her parts, just in case you're buying this on the secondary market and you want to know how many pieces actually come with her. We can then of course see how her Evo Fusion works, and indeed I suppose compare her with the original owner of the mold, which we've got Scrap Hook there, and then of course the other deluxe junkion, so we can have a bit of fun playing around with these. And I suppose I can give you a little bit of an insight about her colour scheme, because although she's got the face sculpt of Nancy, she's got the colour deco of the shattered glass junkions. And although we haven't had any in ages, this is of course a shattered glass wheeljack from quite a bit ago, to be honest. So as you can see, quite a bit to get through with this video. So as I start to pop these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel now, they could hit that subscribe button for me please, because it really will help me out. The other thing as well is, I know everybody's going to be asking where I got this from. This is out in the UK, available from In Demand Toys. So if you want to scan that, you can do now. So obviously thank you to them for getting this out to me nice and quickly and safely. So the artwork on the front is the alternate mode, because she's there in robot there. Beautiful artwork there on the side, full figure, and then the bust up there. Now it sounds that something's loose in there, we'll have a look in a second. And as you can see, it's going to be 17 steps to transform her. So I always open the boxes up from the bottom, just because I find it that little bit easier. As you can see, yep, straight away that's why. So I'm imagining that some of her pieces have indeed come off, which you can see right there they have. So there she is in the packaging. The rest of her accessories are in that bag there. So let's set her free and have a quick look at her. Okay then, so there she is set free from the packaging. Let's do some quick first impressions. And as with all these junkions, I'm absolutely loving this. I think the colour scheme on her just really works. Yeah, let's have a look. I'm really impressed already. So there, of course, we've got full articulation in the head. It does sort of look up and down, but I don't think it's really supposed to, unless it's on a mushroom. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't look like it is. The shoulders obviously will go all the way around out to the side. There's a swivel underneath, there's a bicep flexion, there is wrist flexion, there's waist swivel, there's all the movement in the hips you'd expect, full all the way back and forwards, out to the sides, knee bends, knee swivels, ankle tilt and rock. And also don't forget, this figure will pull apart, so she comes with an absolute abundance of accessories. So these are what was inside the packaging. So we've obviously got one side gun, that looks like, and then another one. Again, this is completely new to me, so I've seen no videos on this. I've just seen images from, of course, various forums. There's the two parts which will go on the back. There is some more accessories here that again they look like engine parts. I'm going to learn more about this as I'm doing it. And of course there is the hook. So there's 2, 4, 6, 7 pieces there. Let's have a look. There's an arm, 8. You could, I suppose, pop that out, but I don't think you need to. 9 for the other, 10, 11 for each leg. Then you've got the main torso bit. Is that going to come apart? I think that's pretty much it. You maybe might be able to pull this into pieces, but I wouldn't advise it. That looks like all the main bits there. Yep, it pretty much is. So there we go. That's all the parts. If you're buying this in the secondary market a bit later after this figure just came out, hopefully that helps you out. What we're going to do now though is have a quick look at her in her alternate mode, and we'll come right back now. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, she's in her alternate mode already. Quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. Couple of reasons. One is to keep the main length of the video down, and the second is because it's a new figure, I don't really want to spoil it for anybody who doesn't want to see it. So if you want to see it, there's a tutorial video uploaded as well. And in all honesty, as you can tell, and as I mentioned at the beginning, this is just a retool and a redeco, so different colour of this particular figure there. So I'm just going to use that as well, in honesty. So, but for her alternate mode, I'm sure you'll agree, again, it's just a case of the fact that this new color scheme just really works. I've just noticed that doesn't seem to be fully clipped in, but it's everything else is all tabbed in. The beauty of this is, again, you can just pull it apart and build it up if you want to, or you can actually just about manage to transform them without everything falling off. Now I've deliberately kept all these bits here so I can show you, and I've to check the instructions. To be fair, they are quite good, the instructions. There's all your extra pieces, and this is what we're going to do right now to build it up onto the car itself. So I wanted to make sure that I was going to do it right. So here's of course your engine blocks. You can see that we've got a tab and a slot there, and we'll pop them in there. like so. And then of course we'll put that. Does it go on the front? I think it does. Yes, it does. I suppose you can turn that around whichever way. In honesty, it's up to you how you want it to go. It fits either way, to be honest, so it's total personal preference. On the box it looks like it's going that way, in honesty. Right, then we got these two parts which go on the back. These again you can join together via tab and cut out on each side. And of course, there you go, you've got the fists and the forearms, and this will just, I suppose, in one way finish off the back of the actual vehicle. So let's make sure that it's all tabbed together, because if it's not, it won't go together. You've got to line it up, there you go, with all the hands, etc. And she's looking brilliant already. You can then of course add the hook in the back if you wanted to. You could also add an absolute abundance of things. Let's be honest, these, it pretty much says in all the pictures to put I've done that upside down on the back wheel arch like so. So we're going to do that, but because I've obviously got the other junkions, I suppose, to hand, I can have a bit of fun with it. But before we do that, let's give you an idea, I suppose, of the size of this particular figure. So I've got a couple of other figures around me. Core Class Starscream, Deluxe Shrapnel. There's the Decepticon colour scheme. That works really well with that. Funnily enough, just by pure chance, I've got a G1 Raiden train. There we go, bigger than that. And indeed, what else have we got? We've got Core Class Grimlock here. Again, just your standard deluxe size figure. But if I bring in some of these junkions, Crash Bar, etc., and Scrap Hook, where's Scrap Hook gone? Here he is. So we can take parts off this if we wanted to. I'm going to take these, to be honest, as I say, the ones that I put in wrong. And look, I can probably attach these on there as well, give it like a double look. This is what I really like about these. And at the end of the day, we've got to remember that, you know, yes, most of us, obviously myself included, and maybe a few of the people watching this, we are adult collectors, but deep down they're toys. And if you can do things like this and you can have lots of fun with it, and I think what this does, realistically, I think it's a very clever way that they've managed to incorporate, let's be honest, this is as good as Lego. What they've done is they managed to mix the two, I suppose, best or most popular kids toys out there, Transformers and Lego, and that's exactly what you can do here. So I'm just, as I say, going totally off the cuff, taking all these parts out. Hopefully I can remember where they all go in a second. There's even, yeah, you can even put them in the front of the wheels if you wanted to. I think I'm going to stop there, to be honest, before I forget which goes which, but as you can see, they do all piece together pretty well, which you'd expect. And there's still, I mean, look, there's still all these other 5mm ports everywhere where you can really go to town and make some crazy figures. Again, just before we have a quick look at her in robot mode for the final time, there again is a shattered glass Retgar, I need a Wheeljack Retgar figure there, so you can see where they've got the color schemes coming from, in honesty. But there we go, that's enough for the alternate mode. We're going to come back with her in robot mode, and then I'm probably going to do that Evo Fusion gimmick at the end as well. Okay then, here she is back in a robot mode. We're going to do some comparisons and a few, I suppose, taking her apart and maybe just showing you some of the other brilliant things that these figures can do. So she's completely basic at the moment. By that, what I mean is I've not added anything to her. But what I want to do very quickly is just bring in again the original owner of the mold, just so you can see, I suppose, the similarities and just the fact, as I say, that it's just slight retools. And I've got to be honest, the transformation tutorial video is this. I've just popped her at the beginning saying that it is the same mold, same transformation process, etc. So that'll help you out if you want to see it. So what we've got there, as I say, here's all the other parts. So I had a quick look at the instructions and what you can do if you wanted to. If we turn this to the side, I've just realized that was the wrong way round. We can of course pop these on the forearms if we wanted to, or in fact that looks like it might do, of course, a double. Oh no, not properly, but it will. You can hold that in the hand. You can pop it on the side of the forearm like so. You can pop one in the hand, and in the instructions it's got the fact that you can pop the hook in as well. And just as I say, let's see if I'm trying to go off this particular picture here. These again can go at the top, very much the same as Scrap Hook. They can go there. And we've got, of course, these bits that can be broken down, the engine parts. You can either put these just at the front where they were there, or again, indeed, these could be, I suppose, handheld little weapons as well. If I turn this around and pop that in her hand, yeah, you get the idea. You can do loads of things. You don't have to do exactly what there is on here. I mean, for example, because she's got all the 5mm ports, you can take some of the War for Cybertron Battle Masters or Target Masters, etc. You can pop them in her hands, or we can take, let's bring Needle Nose in, another fellow Decepticon, and of course you can put the Target Masters in her hand there as well. Now, of course, there's many other things that we can do with this particular figure, and of course just simple things like this, like if you disconnect the legs. I'm going to do a separate video on this showing you just exactly how much you can do with it. Well, probably not as much as what Bot Bender will do. I can't wait to see how much stuff he comes out with. Amazing channel, by the way, you should check him out. See, Needle Nose is not even fitting in there. I'm going to do a more detailed video when I get back. I'm actually going to go and see Rise of the Beasts in the next hour, so I'm trying to get through as much of this in as detail as I can. Right, let's have a look at what else we can do. So if we wanted to, we can take off the arms, and then this can basically make it look, I mean, I'm just going completely off the cuff and I'm going to put it there. It doesn't mean that they have to have 4 arms, but obviously you could just turn this, I suppose, into a cannon. Let's have a look if that works. So if I pop that there now, you've got no idea that that's obviously a hand. It just looks like a cannon. Wow, that actually works. I've gone and surprised myself now. This is just purely off the cuff, and as I say, people who have watched me on this channel for long enough know that I like to do sort of things like this. I suppose just showcase exactly the fact that, you know, you can do this, that you can have a play around with it. I need to push that in there, but no, there you go. So we've got 2 more arm mounted cannons on a oversized Needle Nose, and yeah, he just about fits in there, but that's just an idea for now. I'm going to come back for the final time on this video though and just do the Evo Fusion gimmick with him and the other junkion as well. Right then, just to wrap the video up, this is the Evo Fusion gimmick, and of course there's far more other ways that you can build this figure up, and again, I can't wait to see what people do. So all we're going to do is very simply just take the legs off. Poor old Axelgrease, there she is, no legs. We're going to fold these underneath and just bring this as normal. So fold that under. I've also put the engine block bit back in, and then what you've got on the sides of these parts here, you can then very simply, I mean, it even lines up with the cutout on the other side. So there you go, here is the side cart version, or again a super amped up Mad Max vehicle. And again, I would imagine that you could have put loads of these accessories and attachments on any of these ports that we've got at the side. So again, just a brilliant little additional play feature that these figures have got. There you go, guys. This is going to wrap this video up. Let me know what you think in the comments. She's a great addition to the Junkions, and indeed it's nice to get a female one as well, and especially a very clever retool of this. So there you go. As I say, let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Take care.